Dear students, good morning. So today we are going to discuss about Fourier series and Fourier transform of continuous time signals for engineering students as well as students from mathematics. Okay, those who have studying Fourier series and Fourier transform, you can watch this video, easy to understand, easy to learn. So before we are going to proceed the problem, so kindly subscribe and give X symbol to this video. Okay, so easy. So see the problem. Determine the Fourier transform of the following continuous time domain signals. F of x can be splitted. The very first one 1 minus x square for mod x less than 1. Another function 0 mod x which is greater than 1. So this only we are given. So using that f of x we are going to find Fourier transform. Okay, isn't it? So the given information f of x is equal to 1 minus x squared minus 1 to plus 1. So listen, mod x less than 1 can be written as x lies in between minus 1 to plus 1. And go to the second thing as it is mod x greater than 1. So you should put 0 for f of x. So by the definition of Fourier transform, capital F of x is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity f of x e power minus isx dx. So some of the books instead of f of x omega t, so whatever may be we are taking, so no problem. So here we can use capital F of x into f of x, isn't it? Okay, now the next line I'm going to replace x f of x by 1 minus x squared. So the limits are minus 1 to plus 1. So minus 1 to plus 1 integral 1 minus x squared e power minus I sx dx. Okay, now the next level, see the problem. Have you seen fully? Yeah, it can be exit. Okay, capital f of x is equal to minus 1 to plus 1 integral e power minus I sx dx. This is first one. 1 minus x squared we are given. I'm going to split the integral, isn't it? And next one minus integral minus 1 to plus 1 x squared e power minus I sx dx. So there are two terms in the integral. The very first one, there is no problem, easy to integrate. But the second part, let us take I1, isn't it? So first I have to solve I1, then I'm going to apply in equation number 1. Okay, so the first term after integration it will be e power minus ix by minus is minus 1 to plus 1 minus I1. So now I'm going to explain about I1, isn't it? See the I1 particularly minus 1 to plus 1 x squared into e power minus isx dx. Here there are two functions x squared and e power minus isx, isn't it? So we cannot solve the problem, we cannot integrate. So that I am going to apply integration by parts. Integral u dv equal to uv minus integral v du. So let us choose u from the given integrand. Obviously x squared u. So the rest is dv e power minus isx. From u I am going to differentiate. I will get 2x. From dv I am going to integrate. I will get e power minus isx by minus is. Okay, very simple thing. This is already we know this. The next one, capital f of x is equal to e power minus isx by minus is. The limit will be minus 1 to plus 1, already we know. The second part, isn't it, minus of uv. Okay, the formula says uv, so minus x squared e power minus isx by is minus of integral e power minus isx by is into 2x into dx. Okay, so this is the second part fully finished. So even though we have expand by integration, but we have one more integral. Okay, the see the last part. Okay, now I'm going to proceed. So this is e power minus isx by minus is from minus 1 to plus 1, keep as it is, no change. The changes are in the second and third and these things. So minus of minus x squared e power minus is x by is, keep as it is. From the second term I can take the constant 2 from numerator and is from the denominator. So minus 1 to plus 1 x into e power minus isx into dx, isn't it? Go to the next level. So e power minus isx by minus is from minus 1 to plus 1, no change, keep as it is. And go to the next one, minus of, it is also keep as it is, minus x squared e power minus is x by is. Go to the second part, again it has two integral. So x into e power minus isx. Let us apply the same technique. I mean already we have applied integration by parts. So let us choose u as x, du is dx. dv is e power minus isx. v is equal to integrate that e power minus isx by minus is. Substitute that the above equation. So the equation becomes e power minus isx by minus is from minus 1 to plus 1, and then I have written in green. Okay, so that is also right as it is, minus x squared e power minus is sx by is. From the second we have applied the changes. 2 by is, the common part of the last two terms. So minus x uv, that is uv. So minus x e power minus isx by plus is minus integral minus 1 to plus 1 e power minus is x by minus is into dx, isn't it? Now I'm going to integrate as well as simplification I'm going to do. So the very first one, so e power minus isx by minus is, and then minus into minus plus, take the minus, multiply with each terms, so to the right hand side. So minus into minus plus, already within the bracket there is minus, so outside the bracket there is a minus. So the minus, the outside of the minus common for the three terms, isn't it? So minus into minus plus x squared e power minus I sx by is, and then second part will be, so see, plus into minus. Okay, so it will be, so 2, so there is one minus, isn't it? So minus, the outside of the bracket there is a minus, so minus into minus plus 2x e power minus isx by is. So is into is square, isn't it? Okay, now go to the next part. So see, there is a integration, it means we have to integrate. So take the denominator minus is, go to outside, so minus into minus plus is. So integrate e power minus ix x, it will be e power minus isx divided by again is, isn't it, minus is. So so again it has minus, so take the minus from the outside of the bracket, so that minus into minus plus 2 into e power minus isx by I cube s cube. So overall the intervals minus 1 to plus 1. Now I'm going to apply the simplification. The very first term there is no change, e power minus ix sx by minus is, keep as it is. Go to the second one, x squared e power minus isx by is, second term is also right as it is. Go to the third term, there is I squared in the denominator. Already we know I squared means minus 1. So 2 plus 2 becomes minus 2x e power minus isx by s squared. And go to the last one, I cube. I cube will be, it is minus I. So I cube I cube will be minus I. Minus I is the answer, isn't it? Okay. So I cube will be minus I. So I have written here. So that the last term becomes minus 2 into e power minus I sx by I s cube over 2 minus 1 to plus 1. Isn't it? Now, for the next one, f of x is equal to e power minus I sx by minus is plus x squared e power minus I sx by is minus 2x e power minus I sx by s squared minus 2 into e power minus I sx by is cube and then minus 1 to plus 1, isn't it? So this is the next term, isn't it? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to apply upper limit, that is plus 1 wherever we have x inside the bracket. Similarly, put minus, then apply the lower limit wherever we have x in the inside of the bracket. So this is a rule: upper limit first, put minus, then lower limit. Okay, so I'm going to apply the procedure. Capital F of x into f of x is equal to, first the brown color represent upper limit, then the blue, I mean purple color represent the lower limit, isn't it? So e power minus is. So hereafter we don't have any x inside of the bracket, isn't it? So instead of the x, we are going to apply the upper limit as well as lower limit, so that we should not write x hereafter. So e power minus is by minus is, and then plus e power minus is by plus is, and then minus 2 into e power minus is by s squared minus 2 into e power minus is by I into s cube. So this is over for upper limit. Now we are going to apply the lower limit with minus same terms, e power my plus is by minus I s, isn't it? Why the changes? So x will be minus s. So already it has minus. So minus into minus plus. So e power plus is by minus is. The denominator keep as it is. Then the second term e power is by is plus 2 into e power is by s squared minus 2 into e power minus, sorry, plus is by is cube. So these are the terms. Now I'm going to simplify. So what will happen? E power minus is by minus is plus e power minus is by is plus and minus 2 into e power minus is by s squared minus 2 into e power minus is by I and s cube. Then the green colors, there are four terms: e power is by is minus e power is by is minus 2 into e power is by s squared plus 2 into e power is by I into s cube. So these are the terms. Here first term, second term can be cancelled. First term, second term can be cancelled because like terms and unlike, I mean plus and minus symbols. The same term, so plus and minus cancel. Similarly, go to the next one. I mean fifth and sixth, it is also cancelled. Fifth and sixth, it is also cancelled. We have only third, fourth, and last two, isn't it? So there are four terms only we have. So using the four terms, we are going to simplify. Minus 2 e power minus is by s squared minus 2 e minus is by I into s cube minus 2 e power is by s squared plus 2 into e power is by is cube. So see the last line, so which is in yellow color. Minus 2 I can take from first and third, since it has the denominator s squared. So I can take minus 2 by s squared, the rest e power is plus e power minus is. From second and last, 2 in 2 divided by is cube I can take outside. The rest will be e power is minus e power minus is. So this is the rest. Okay, now it can be written as, see the last, I mean final, this is the final f of x, small f of x is equal to minus 2 by s squared, 2 into cos s plus 2 by is cube into 2I sin s. How can we written like this? Already we know the formula 2 cos x is equal to e power ix plus e power minus ix. 2I sin x is equal to e power ix minus e power minus ix. So using the existing formula, I can modify the terms, isn't it? Okay. Now minus 2 plus 2 will be minus 4 cos x, cos s by s squared plus 4 sin s by s cube. So I cancel from the second term. Now I can take 4 by s squared outside. So the rest will be, normally the plus term comes first place, minus goes to the second place. Okay. So sin s by s minus cos x. Thank you, my dear students. If you have any comments, issue, put it in the chat box. Thank you.